गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः. So we are looking at this verse where the Lord says that as long as I am in the whole creation, the creation is in me. I am not in the creation, nor is the creation in me. Then the third part which we didn't say was, even though I am not in the creation, this is the crazy part, yet I support the creation without getting influenced by the creation. So that part is there. And as long as the seeker has individuality, or not individuality, the ego, as long as he has the ego, he has the I-ness and the my-ness, this is mine, that is not me, I am other than you, this way, he is maintaining the differences, maintaining the desires in his life. For such a person who is still living at ego level, for him there is a world and there is God. Still there is. He sees them as separate. The world is separate to me, the God is separate to me, and he will, maximum he can come to ascertain or imagine is the world is in God and the God is in the world. But what he has to realize? God is world. Not God is, remember, this is how we started the last lecture. He has to realize God is the world, not God is in the world. World is not a container into which the God came and entered. You are not the body into which the life came and entered. House is not built and then the space comes and enter. No. This idea is only there as long as, or that language will be appreciated or will be spoken by people only who are living in duality. But as we start melting in the remembrance of the Lord or the divine, seeing the principle that we were telling you since the first lecture, keeping that in your mind, ruminating over it. If you want to worry about what these verses. And slowly, the individuality or the ego, it will start melting away, dissolving away. With that dissolution of that ego will come the unity of experience. And what is that unity of experience? The way the Lord has just explained in the 4th and the 5th verse. And this way, as the egoism and the desires are wiped out, the viewpoint of the realized masters becomes available to anyone who has erased his ego and desires. It's that simple. And how do you erase your ego and desires? By remembering the divine. Now what's difficult in this? You can imagine many difficulties. In the yoga it is like this, The teacher first tells, Chitta vritti nirodha iti yoga. Acha, very nice. You are that. I am that. No, please, I cannot be that. There is problem. I understand what you are saying, but it is not clicking. Then the teacher slowly waters down, makes him understand what his mind is, and eventually he says, when he sees that this is a gone case, he needs something more gross to support as a sadhana. He says, you think of the Lord and take him as the support. Now this seeker, this yogi, again a question. He says, who is this Ishvara? How do I take him as a support? How do I contact him? Then the teacher says, Patanjali says, chant Om and take his support. Again question, how do I chant Om? And it goes on and on and on and on. 30, 40 verses pass by. Still this fellow is, now we come to, from best student, we came to medium student, and now we come to the lower student. Who is the lower student? These fellows. Who? Teasing them. Who are these? He says, I don't understand. Even taking the name of the Lord, chanting Om is very difficult. It is not staying in my mind. My mind is getting distracted. The responsibilities are coming, duties are coming, world is coming. Mind is getting affected by everything. What do I do? Oh, teacher, please help. He says, start doing yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. This is the lower yoga. This is what the whole world, they have taken it even lower. Prenatal yoga, yoga for stress release, yoga for calmness of the mind, yoga for before death. शांति से मरो. योगा निद्रा क्या वही है. So it has become a caricature of yoga. So once you, now I had told it to you jokingly in a very jovial way, but that's exactly what Patanjali Maharaj is doing. First it was addressed to the Uttam Adhikari, second part, the Ishwar Pranidhanadva, was addressed to the medium Adhikari, the Madhyam Adhikari, and the Ashtanga Yoga was addressed to the Adham Adhikari. And prenatal, all these, they are Adhamadham. So once you know the whole picture, this is how it is. Now you fit yourself or you raise yourself. So when we are talking about the world is in God and God is in the world, till then it is, remember, what was it? Jnana Vigyan. World is in God and God is in the world. Gyan. Everything is, God is everything, including me, the world. Everything is God. There is nothing else apart from God. Vigyan. But this is not just intellectual appreciation. Transformation of the vision. Transformation of the vision, you know what it is like? You must be wondering, how must it be to look at the whole world as the Lord sees? I'm not talking about how the Lord sees the world, I'm talking about transformation of vision. Transformation of vision is like one man, one boy and one girl come together and they were in love. They couldn't live without each other. They will sacrifice everything for each other. They will talk to each other for nights. They'll forget about sleep, but will have energy to go to work next day. Then they get married. And they put the Jaimala around the neck. Suddenly both transform. What is the transformation? Husband and wife. What is that? Why did you forget the love? Why did you forget the sacrifice? Why did you forget the commitment? Where did you become comfortable with the marriage? And all problems start. Fights start, arguments start, the sacrifice stops, hours together, you couldn't stop talking to each other. Now you don't even talk to each other. After marriage, we are saying. Before you were running to meet each other. Now you don't want to come home. Boys, not girls. Transformation. So what shifts? I'll give you, this is a bit gross. Now another example. If my mother comes in front of me, even if I am a sannyasi, the sun comes out of this person. The moment my teacher comes in front of me, right next to the teacher, to the mother, immediately the disciple comes out of me. And without any sadhana, without any practice, without any concentration, without any efforts, when I look here, the disciple comes. When I look here, the son comes. When I look there, the brother comes. When I look here, immediately the disciple comes. It's that effortless, isn't it? Why? There was no sadhana required. No sadhana required to transform from a son to the brother, to the disciple, to the son, to the brother, whatever role. Effortlessly it is going on. Why? Why it is not happening to you that you are effortlessly able to transform from an individual to divine? Why you are not able to shift your attention to see that world is in the God or God is in the world to everything is God? Why can't you? Answer, I'm asking question.
It's the practice that we have been doing.
Practice will, okay, practice, one thing.
Because we have been living.
When does practice fructify in a realization? Right?
Accepting it.
Good, that is the only answer. So you accepted that non-existent entity called husband as mine. You accepted. There's no question of deviating from that acceptance. You start behaving. I accepted with full faith. She is my mother, she is my sister, he is my guru. Total acceptance. That's why now I don't have to try to practice. No, it is very difficult to give up the sonhood. And oh my God, what sadhana do I do to give up the son? And then I have to, it's going slowly, but mother is still in front of me. What can I do? How do I withdraw from being a son and then express as a disciple? This problem comes to you. Does this problem come to you? Then why this problem? That you are an individual. When you look at the body, you are an individual. When you look at the world, it is that the Lord alone is expressing as the divine. Because we have not accepted it within our heart and mind. Accept it. And where there is no acceptance, then divorce happens, then problems happen, then argument happens in any family. It can be between son and father also, it can be daughter and sister, it can be mother and daughter. Acceptance. So accept that you insist, but joyfully. Insist that you are divine. Insist that everything is that divinity alone. And slowly, as in that acceptance, the individuality melts, the divinity will reveal itself. Slowly, that unifying vision will present itself. And in this way, now the Lord explains with an example how the beings dwell in Him. Yatha kasha sthito nityam, yatha kasha sthito nityam, vayu sarvatra go mahan, vayu sarvatra go mahan, tatha sarvani bhutani, tatha sarvani bhutani, मत्स्थानीति उपाधारय, मत्स्थानीति उपाधारय. यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय. Just as the mighty wind moving everywhere ever rests in the ether, likewise know that all beings rest in me. He has taken an example that the air element, we know this much, I hope we know, from the space came the next element called air, then came the fire. So with the admixture of space and air came the fire, between admixture of all the three came the water, and all the four came the earth. So air is formless. So when there is disturbance in the space, there is movement created. So is there any? Yes, there is air here, okay? Otherwise you won't be breathing. But if I want to specifically experience air, what do? If I create a disturbance in the space, immediately I can feel the air as on the skin, isn't it? But when there is no disturbance, what happens to the air? It goes, what did you say? Still. It becomes unmanifest. And where does it go back? It goes back to its source. What is the source? Space. So we experience, is there air in the outside space? We have never been, so we don't know. There is no air outside. Then what is there? Only vacuum. Only vacuum. At a great speed it is sucking away everything. But at the same time, at the great speed it is vomiting also everything. You can't imagine that on one side it is sucking everything, on the other side it is vomiting everything. Now when I say one side is sucking and other side vomiting, you will think space, अच्छा इधर से सब सक हो रहा है, उधर से सब बाहर है. नहीं, सब जगह से ऐसे ही हो रहा है. Everywhere collapsing and withdrawal and expansion. Collapsing and expansion is taking place every moment. Now you can't imagine it in the space, but within yourself you can imagine. Every moment thought is appearing, every moment thought is collapsing. That's the principle, that is the flux. Anyway, so air. So wherever there is movement, there is flux created. Where there is flux created, there is movement. When there is no movement, there is the air goes back to its source. Exactly the same way. Avyakta. Avyakta is the unmanifest. When there is attention, when there is the Lord's desire, if we may speak, the moment that his attention goes to his Shakti, immediately movement begins. That movement is what we understand as Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Trigunatmika Prakriti. Nowadays Navratri is going on. I don't know which day is today. Third day. So Durga is still manifest. So she is the tamas. She is the one who kills the क्या हो गया? Durga, Lakshmi, तो tamas. She kills the tamas in us. She kills what? Our matter orientation. If you want to take it that way, that is tamas. Body identification, that is tamas. Matter orientation means body identification, that I am the body. What she will help you to get to? That everything is divine. This is where we have to get to. And that is our Dashara, where we have killed all the tamasic, rajasic, sattvic rakshasas. Sattvic rakshasa? Yeah. tamasic, rajasic, rakshasas, and all the sattvic gods, pandits, everyone has to be, you have to go beyond. Only then we will be delivered. So here he says, just as the mighty wind moving everywhere rests in either, likewise know that all beings rest in me. So when you look at space, can you see air? No. But when there is trigger or disturbance in the space, then you can experience air. Similarly, when there is disturbance, so as if, why you are saying as if? If we say there is space and that space is nothingness, does it exist? So in non-existence, there is a non-existing disturbance which produces, from your point of view, existing air. Actually, from non-existence, only non-existence can be created. So you are surviving on non-existence air. Having a non-existing body, having a non-existing panchakoshas, and you are taking it to be real. Anyway, leave that. Yeah, so in this way, the example, the wind merges in the ether, and the wind has, or the air has, no existence of its own, only the ether or the space remains. Similarly, when the soul or the consciousness merges into the Lord, there is no me and him. There is only one. There is only the divinity. When the wave merges into the ocean, see, now you can understand it from this example. When the wave merges into the ocean, does it become ocean or does it become water? When she is looking into herself, she cannot see the form of the ocean. She does not know where the ocean begins and where the ocean ends. When the wave looks into herself, is she looking at ocean or is she looking at her own essence? Her own essence. But if, like that yogi, she was complaining, I can't, what is this essence? I can't know, I don't know, please give me some support. I am finding it very difficult. The other wave is pushing me, this wave is pulling me. They'll say, okay, think of the ocean. Which ocean? You are a part of that ocean. You are part and parcel of that ocean. But I can't see. You chant Om and you will come to realize. It will reveal itself. Ocean cannot be seen. God cannot be seen. He has to reveal. How? You chant Om. So here wave is also told. But actually what is it seeing? If it is seeing the Lord with form, it's okay. But that form will be her own. It will not be her imagination. It will be the revelation of the Lord in whichever form He presents Himself, provided she is available to that form. But if she is merging, meditating on its source, what is it meditating on? It is meditating on the waters. So remember, if we are meditating on the Lord, we only end up in the absolute, Paramatma, Parabrahma Paramatma. If we meditate on Parabrahma Paramatma, it is the same. If we meditate on who am I, the soul, we still end up in Parabrahma Paramatma. Because quality of the soul is what? Is of the nature of light, it is of the nature of birthlessness, it is the nature of deathlessness. And all those qualities are the same. So soul also doesn't die, the Atma also doesn't die, the Lord also doesn't die, and the Absolute is absolute. So here with this example that only the Lord remains, that's why I explained in this detail But unlike, just like the wind moves everywhere, it goes everywhere. Soul does not go anywhere. It is where it is. And when it accepts that the divinity alone is expressing as the I-ness and the my-ness, it is alone expressing as the whole world. Everything is included in that divinity, not that divinity has entered into the world. Then alone the consummation happens. Otherwise, individuality is still maintained, and the maximum you can go to is what you call samadhi. And thereafter, the Lord declares that all beings rest in Him constantly, and with movement or without movement. They are always in Him. They are inseparable from Him. In fact, He alone is everything. And in this way, a seeker, here the verse said what? Where are we? तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि इति upadharaya. Iti upadharaya, it means that a seeker should know that all beings totally rest in Him. How all the beings totally rest in Him? You will ask question. We are expert at asking questions. So how do all the beings rest in you? Or how all the beings rest in the Lord? Let's just put the full stop at beings. How all the beings rest in me? Whether the Lord is saying or you are saying, both is the same. How all the beings are resting in me? I'm asking. These are not very difficult questions. Don't look like this. कि पता नहीं क्या पूछ लिया, or you are getting tired. Just like all the beings in the dream are resting in your mind. Are all the beings in your mind in the dream, or are they coming from outside? Your mind alone has become the material cause of everything in the dream. Your mind alone has become the space, air, fire, water, earth in the dream. Your mind alone has become the life in every living thing in the dream. Your mind alone has become the past, present, future in the dream. Your mind alone has become the good and the bad in the dream. Accept or not? Nothing came from outside. And where does it all go when you wake up? Back to from where it came. It goes back into the it goes back to the mind. And what is mind? Nothing but consciousness. Or, if you want to say, individual mind is nothing but a part of the total mind. Exactly the same thing is happening in the waking also. That this consciousness with thought, which is called mind, alone is the source, is the material, is the creator. We can't understand it about ourselves, but at least give that benefit of the doubt to the Lord, that He alone has become everything. If you can apply it on yourself, very good. One must be subjective. Both ways you should go. Invoke the grace of the Lord to give you this vision, and at the same time keep working, keep contemplating, keep reading, keep listening, and come to realize this. That just like the mind, the consciousness that the mind is, became the material and the efficient cause of the whole creation, same way the waking world also is nothing but my own mind. It is the cause. Now, whom will you fight if everyone is in your mind only? Do you go and कल के सपने में आके बदला लूंगा तेरे से? I'll teach you a lesson in tomorrow's dream. Do you go back to that dream? Then why the insistence that It is the same husband every day. It is the same wife every day. It is the same child every day. It is the same house every day. That's insistences of the ego. But that, don't गलत तरीके से मत सोचना. हाँ? But every day, the same body is not this. You are seeing yourself, but it's not the same body every day after waking up. It's not the same child every day. It's not the same husband every day. It's not the same house every day. It's not the same world every day, because the nature of the world is change. And that's where the ego is caught up, in the change. Lord is not caught up. Lord is seeing like you see the dream. He watches the dream, and the moment dream is over, you remember the dream and become miserable. He doesn't even remember the dream, because he's playing with himself. He doesn't see the dream as an objective, as an experience. So just as all the beings rest in the dream, in the mind, similarly this whole waking is resting in our own mind. Similarly, the waking, dream, deep sleep of every person is resting in the mind of the Lord, within the Lord. Keep contemplating like this. Somewhere the penny will drop. Somewhere it will suddenly click. Just like click we are talking. All of you, some of you got married, some of you were forced to help the wife in the kitchen. You start rolling out. You ask your kids when they go and stay with themselves. First time they make the roti, it comes out as Australia. Then they keep practicing. Slowly it becomes round. I also learned. अब तो मैं बहुत अच्छे पराठे बना लेता हूँ. हाँ? But it came with practice. First time I had to give talk, Swamiji said, not here, in Melbourne. He announced in the lectures that some other Swami, he said, from tomorrow our brahmachari is going to start the talks on Srimad. क्या बोलेंगे? मैं कहा स्वामी जी श्रीमद् भागवत. मैं कहा स्टोरी बोलेंगे, easy हो जाएगा. वेदांता नहीं समझ. I don't know how to speak Vedanta. So next day I came, and about 30-40 people are sitting. I am sitting down and they are all sitting on the chair looking at me like this. You know, modern style. Teacher sits down, students sit on his head, not the other way. And I am sitting down, and some youngsters, youth and adults, and they have been going to the classes for last 15 years, 10 years. And I am just first lecture of my life, satsang of my life. Now what do? The reason I am giving this story, practice. So I am looking at all of them. They are all expectantly, our new brahmachari, we are going to be coming to his classes, this, that, and this brahmachari is shivering inside. I don't know, I am so nervous. I don't know how to begin. I know only this much. 3 Ohms, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. And nothing else. I don't know how I am going to start. And the best way to start at that moment came, I did the 3 Ohms. I chanted Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Instead of Guru Brahma, I chanted Akhanda Mandalagaram also, Ajnanatimirandhasya also, 3 shlokas. So 2 minutes or more chale gaye. Still 1 hour, 27 minutes are left here. So just thinking about the time, I was sweating. Then what to do? Then I said, नहीं यार ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? I said, this is my first class. Let's dedicate it to the teacher. So we chanted 108 names of the Lord. 20 minutes gone. Now what to do? Then I said, acha, then anyone does some bhajans here? Yes, good. Yeah, let's hear 1 or 2 Guru bhajans. Another 10 minutes gone, 5-7 minutes gone. Now 1 hour left still. And then I said, listen, frankly, you all know, this is my first class, my first satsang, and I'm nervous. And I don't know what to say. You want, maybe better is that we all sit in meditation and there is quietness. And they all laughed. The moment they laughed, I became relaxed. And the moment I relaxed, automatically the words started coming out. The moment I relaxed, the words started coming out. I don't know how that 1 hour passed away. And now you can't stop it. बकाबक 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 चलता रहता है, डे इन एंड डे आउट. Practice. She said, Amma said, someone told her, 40 days if you do some practice, genuinely, with interest, with bhav, your mind will start thinking in that manner. Yesterday we were talking about it. So do it, that everything is divine. In that everything I am also included. Body, breath, mind, intellect, individuality, everything, soul, everything is included in that everything. Everything is divine, because divine alone is. And this manifestation and unmanifestation is the Leela that is going on. And that Leela cannot go on. If there is no space, there can be no wind. If there is no Paramatma, there can be no glory of the Paramatma. If there is no sun, there can be no sunlight, which is the glory of sun. Exactly the same way. If there is no water, there can be no ocean and waves. Look at everything in that manner, that if there is no divinity, there is no creation. It is His glory. Rather than take this glory as a problem, a challenge, a difficult space to navigate through, look at His Leela. Look at His Leela. Keep making attempt to look at it from His point of view rather than the individual point of view. That's the sadhana. That's wearing Krishna's shoes and studying Gita. And in this way, I was given the order. So here, 7th verse, and I have to do one more after that. I was told. Sir, here he says, the Lord Krishna explained that all beings dwell in Him, and He did not explain that how they are created anew and how they are and what is their final conclusion. Is it that it keeps going in birth, death, birth, death, birth, death? Yes, so here he tells in the next 2 verses, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya, Prakritim Yanti Mamikam, Prakritim Yanti Mamikam, Kalpakshaye Punastani, Kalpakshaye Punastani, Kalpadau Visrujamyaham, Kalpadau Visrujamyaham, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya, Prakritim Yanti Mamikam, Kalpakshaye Punastani, Kalpadau Visrujamyaham. All beings, O Kaunteya, Kaunteya, son of Kunti, O Kaunteya, merge into my Prakriti, the prime cause or the primordial cause. Another word for primordial cause or the prime cause is Avyakta. At the end of a kalpa, and I myself create them again at the beginning of the next kalpa. What does this mean? That everything that is coming into existence must go out of existence. Everything that is manifest must become unmanifest. So there are many relative manifest, unmanifest. So for example, there is manifest called day and night here on the planet. Outside the planet, other planets, there may be there also, there may be day and nights. what will happen to all the days and nights on all the heavenly bodies? They will also merge, become unmanifest. When we are looking at one, there is manifestation and unmanifestation. When we are taking the totality, and what is totality for us? The Brahma's creation. That is the totality for us. And when we look at the Brahma's creation, the totality, then even that totality has to, that is the manifestation, has to go back to unmanifestation. When Brahmaji goes back into unmanifestation, that unmanifest, total unmanifest, is called the prime cause, is called the primordial matter, is called the avyakta, is called the only Shakti which has not become Trigunatmika yet. With reference to that primordial matter or that undisturbed Shakti, the Paramatma or Brahman is called as Ishvara. The moment she becomes, she has a disturbance, the first disturbance is Saraswati, Lakshmi and Parvati. With reference to this Sattva Guna and Rajoguna and Tamoguna, the Paramatma, the Ishvara, with reference to that Avyakta, with reference to that unmanifest Prakriti, he is called as Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So even these, if Brahmaji is merging back, if creator is going back to his primordial cause, then Vishnu and Shivji also have to go back into their primordial cause. No choice. No choice. And that is what is being told here, that when they go back into, so how long is this Brahma's creation? It is for 1,000 years. And within that 1,000 years, there are so many cycles of Chaturyugas. How many is it? 14 kalpas. One kalpa is 72 cycles of Chaturyugas. Something like that. There is a calculation to it. But when that kalpa is over, when that manifestation is over, there is equally another one kalpa, he goes to sleep. Who? Brahmaji. Equal. When he goes to sleep, when you go to sleep, when you wake up, what happens? You remember where you left yesterday, you remember whatever you have to complete, you remember what bills you have to still pay. Everything, isn't it? You remember everything. Exactly the same way. Brahmaji also remembers everything where he was in that cycle, where did he stop, from there he begins again. And the creation keeps happening. But Brahmaji cannot take birth, cannot come into manifestation by his free will. The total creator cannot come into existence by his own free will. Then when does it happen? When the Ishvara, Ishvara is speaking, no? So he says, I myself create them again. Sarva Bhutani Konde Prakriti Vyati Mamikam. And that Prakriti is not other than me. It is my glory, it is my Vibhuti. Into that they come back. Kalpa Kshaya Punastani. And after one kalpa, which is 1,000 years or whatever, kalpa to Visrujamyaham. That I invoke the Prakriti to become manifest again. The whole Leela is going on. The Ishvara, and how does Ishvara give attention to Prakriti? This I told you in Maya Panchakam I told you. Jnaneshwar Maharaj explains. Shivji is resting, meditating. Uma is waiting. Please give me attention. Please give me attention. Why are you not looking at me? I am the most beautiful one in this whole creation. Because whole creation, there is no creation. She is all that there is. And Shivji is not ready to look at it. Why? Because from our point of view, Ishwar and Prakriti has no form at that time. So he is meditating on his own essential nature. And then somewhere the Prakriti in his presence, but because that Paramashiva alone desired to experience himself. He wanted to enhance his bliss. And the moment he has a desire to enhance his bliss, immediately he became two, Ishwar and Prakriti. Now, for some time the Prakriti remained, and after that, when she didn't get attention from Shiva, she started multiplying. She became Trigunatmika. As she starts multiplying herself, because initially slight ripple and then slowly bigger. As it is becoming bigger and bigger, the eyes of the Lord Shiva are opening slowly. And when he looks at his, oh my God, this is my Ardhangini, this is my glory, this is my Shakti. Wow! And in wonderment, he closes his eyes again. And when he closes his eyes again the entire manifestation, Trigunatmika manifestation, again goes back into the unmanifest. This is happening to you every day or not? Every day you go to sleep, every day you wake up. Who is waking you up? Do you wake up by yourself? Someone else is triggering it from inside. Who is it? But you cannot name it. You say, भगवान की कृपा से आज नींद अच्छी आ गई. See? So Visujamyaham. So here he is telling that all the whole creation goes back to me, and I alone make coax it to take manifest all over again. Therefore, so the truth of this whole world, the truth of this whole creation, the truth of manifestation is only, even though the whole creation is a play of two opposites, duality, but human being is, and everything in creation we are seeing, everyone is wanting to come together with something to form a whole. But the truth of the creation is disunion, not union. Everything is going apart from each other every moment. Take it at the cellular level, take it at the breath level, take it at the thought level. Everything is coming into existence only to go out of existence. Everything is coming together only to come apart. You may find that this building is someone bought, you bought, 100 years old. But it will also disintegrate one day. There is a mountain standing called Himalayas. It is also continuously disintegrating. We are not having the eye to see it. But there is continuous disintegration. There is continuous separation of the particles within that mountain. Same thing. In this creation also, everything is continuously in the movement of disunion. That is the truth. That disunion is the what we call as death. And in this way, prakritim swam avashtabhya, prakritim swam avashtabhya, visrujami punah punaha, visrujami punah punaha, bhutagramamimam kritsnam, bhutagramamimam kritsnam, avasham prakruter vashat, avasham prakruter vashat. By use of my nature, Prakriti, I bring forth again and ever again this whole multitude of creations, subject, however, to the influence of their own nature. I do not dictate that, you are giving lectures, so I'll give you, there will be no problems for you in your life. I may be a Dhut lecturer. Lectures in the mouth and what you call manipulation in the heart. Many air hostesses smile on the face and कहाँ से ये आ गया फिर से, again I have to say कमाटी. You come across such एयर इंडिया में जाओ मिलेंगे. They're getting better. So are we hypocrites? So here he is saying, by use of my nature, the Lord is saying, He wields the Prakriti. What is wielding mean? That what it means, another word for it is, I'm controlling my Prakriti. I'm prompting my Prakriti. I'm inspiring my Prakriti. I'm impregnating my Prakriti. Which are many different ways how you want to express it. He says, I inspire my Prakriti into to bring forth again and again the whole multitude of creations. Without the Purusha principle, the Prakriti principle cannot do anything. Our situation is the Prakriti is controlling the Purusha in us. Agree? That's why confusion, that's why fear, that's why not misunderstanding or not understanding. So mold your life in such a way that slowly you also come to be closer to Ishvara, the way Ishvara is operating. And the only way to do it is making the Prakriti to think of Ishvara. At the totality level, Prakriti is subservient to the Ishvara. Ishvara is independent of the Prakriti. Without Purusha principle, Prakriti cannot function, cannot do anything. Without the sun rays cannot express themselves. Without the Purusha, the Ishvara, the Prakriti, the Avyakta cannot become manifest or unmanifest. Apply it subjectively in you. That without the Ishvara, without the life principle, without the Atmic principle, the mind cannot function. So am I living as a slave to the mind, or is the mind completely under my control? If it comes up with something, immediately I put it in the right direction. Without my knowledge, no thought can appear, no desire can appear, no wish can appear, no regret can appear, no expectation can appear. Is that our condition, or we are totally at the mercy? Ayaram Gayaram. If this emotion comes, so beautiful. Next emotion comes, why this has happened? We are at its mercy. So here, that was from subjective point of view, but we are here looking at it from totality point of view. He says that by inspiring her, I bring forth again and again the whole multitude of creations, subject however to the influence of their own nature. So now, what is your nature? What is the nature of Brahmaji? Can Brahmaji ever become Ishvara? I'm asking. Can Vishnu become, nahi yaar, I am tired of maintaining the creation. It's a long job and it's a hard task. I think I'll go into destruction. थोड़ा मजे लेके आते हैं, मार काट धार धार धूड़. Can he exchange his position with Shiva? Can Indra say, yaar, I am tired of being the king of the heavens. Let me take Vishnuji. You only say that you are only expressing through me. So why don't you come here and I go there? Can he do that? Each one is assigned. Yamraj in Kathopanishad says that when he lures yeah, Nachiketa to he says, I'll give you apsaras, I'll give you long life, I'll give you apsaras with chariots and lot of palaces and wealth, and you will never have to worry about it ever in your life. Nachiketa says, all that is okay, sir, but does that give me that by knowing which nothing else can be known? Is that what is that? By that will I come to know that which is beyond dharma, adharma? Nachiketa, the Lord Yamaraj is so happy with him that instead of giving, he had promised him 3 boons for him waiting outside his palace for 3 nights. He gives him one more. He says, I wish I had the same discrimination when I was of your age. I wanted to conquer death. I wanted to conquer death. And when Lord came to me, what do you want? He said, what? I told him, you know what I want. And Lord knew that I was wishing that I wanted to be a master of death. So he made me Yamaraj. Now I'm locked in that position. I know what the truth is, but I can never renounce my position. See? So be very careful. You want heaven, you want any of the lokas, you want to go to Satyalok, be one with Brahma, or you want God realization. Which one you want? So this Brahmaji, every time after 1,000 years when he goes back into the Ishvara, in the story, Narayana, then again when he comes out, he does not become someone else. He still comes out as Brahmaji. Vishnu comes out as Vishnuji. Shivji comes out as Shivji. Indra comes as Indraji. Each one comes and takes on their position, their role, and continue functioning. The creation continues to expand, continues to function. Only for how long? 1,000 years. After that, again they will collapse and go back to the source. Which source? They will not go back to Ishvara. They will go back to the primordial cause, the unmanifest. Another word for it is Achintya Shakti. And in this way, Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Visrujami Punah Punaha Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam Avasham Prakruter Vashat. And in this way, the Lord concludes that this whole life everything in this life is taking place only by His will, by His wish, by His inspiration. And thereafter, he goes into explaining that how, and I already explained how the man is bound by his own actions. Lord is not bound by his own actions. Lord is the non-doer in this creation. Whereas man, he considers himself to be the doer of creation. See, will you say when the sun comes in the morning, the sun is making all the sunflowers to face it? Has the sun done anything to it? To turn, did he say, hey, I have come, look at me? Those flowers which were all facing the setting sun turn completely 180 degrees and start facing the rising sun. Will you say a magnet and you bring iron filings and you put them in a heap, they are all everywhere, in all directions. The moment they come in the presence of the magnet, they all become unidirectional. Did someone turn them around? Did someone turn them around? Automatically it happened. Similarly, in the presence, when we think of the Lord, all our thoughts become unidirectional. They don't become haphazard. Haphazard is worldly living. Single pointed is unidirectional living, or a seeker's living, thinking only of the divine. Even if this example is understood, begin your journey. invoke the Lord in your heart, and make the multi-pointed thoughts into unidirectional thought, all of them, and that we are concluding now. And then he says in the one of the verses, Ananyaschindayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Ananyaschindayanto mam, exclusively think of me, O man. He's telling Arjuna, O Arjuna, or to us, Ananyaschindayanto mam, me. He's not saying God, he's saying me. Bhagavan is saying, think of me to exclusion of everything else. That means no iota of any corruption is allowed if your attention is on the divine. If your attention on the divine is through the name of the Lord, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Vishnave Namaha. Don't bring any other thought. It is so hot. Om Namo Vishnave Namaha. Oh, it's so cold. Om Namo Vishnave Namaha. We have to eat the afternoon food. Om Namo Vishnave Namaha. Nahi, aise nahi. This is not. It will start like that. This is called dharana. Slowly, slowly, as you commit to it. How many times? 40 days. I'm just taking. Slowly, slowly, your commitment, your abidance, it will increase. And ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana, those who think of me, paryupasate, do my upasana, come close to me by thought, word and deed. Keep coming close. Upasate, upasana, to come near, sit near. Upanishad, to sit near. Upasana, to sit. Asan, asan is to sit. Upa is near, sitting near. Sit near me. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam. And keep attempting this again and again and again and again. He says, yoga kshemam vahamyaham. I take care of whatever they have in their life. That means your worry is about making yourself secure in life. What will happen to my children afterwards? What will happen to my parents? What will happen? I am here. What will happen to my parents in India? Most of the NRIs, this is the problem. What will happen to my sadhana if I get lost? If I go here, this, that, continuously it is going on. Bhagavan says, yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Yoga is whatever you don't have, I will provide for you. What for? Not worldly riches. Whatever is required for you to merge into me, as long as you are thinking of me, I will provide whatever is required. And kshema is whatever you have, I'll protect it, including from the past lives and in this life, whatever sadhana you have done, whatever practices you have done, whatever duties you have to carry out, whatever responsibilities are there, everything will be taken care of. Everything will be taken care of. That is his assurance. He is not telling you just to, because he is greedy for your attention. No, he is giving you an assurance. You think of me and I'll take care of everything. Who else in this world can do that for you? Does the government do that for you? Do the sannyasis do that for you? Do the saint sages do that for you? Some of them do. Does the husband or wife do that for you? See? But here the Lord is openly giving you an open offer. You think of me to the exclusion of everything else, and I'll take care of whatever is required to merge into me, to be one with me, to have that vision of unity, and whatever you have, I'll protect it also at the same time. So, with that, we conclude. Hopefully, she was not going to come, she came. All the 3 lectures. Maybe others are also there who didn't want to be, but they came. But hopefully we have inspired, I have inspired my mind to rekindle it. Every day is required, this rekindling. नहीं तो very quickly it goes into other avenues. And may the blessings of the Lord, whatever, let us make the commitment of Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. So let us commit to Him, because His commitment to us is forever and ever and ever. He's got an open offer that give your attention, take everything free. यहाँ पे तो सिर्फ buy one get one free है, हाँ? But here he's saying, give yourself to me and take the totality free. Why totality? Even absolute. Everything. What better bargain? Let's commit ourselves to that by His will, not our will. That even that thought that I have to merge into Him is also by His will. That chanting of the name is also by His will. So we invoke His grace in our life again and again and again, and so that within this lifetime we merge into Him. We experience that unity with Him, because this human birth is not a by chance. You have done lot of punya in your life. That is why you are born as a human being. After being born as a human being, we have been given a choice. You want to live like a animal, or you want to live like a human being, or you want to live like a god, or you want to merge into the divinity. Choice is yours. Some people are, you can see, are living like animals. Some people are living as human beings. What is that human beings? Me, my family, my children, my husband, my wife, my parents, and there's nothing apart from that. Eyes are closed. Let happen what? My family. Gods, they are also living their family in wherever they are. But we want total consummation. We don't want anything short of that. And take that opportunity, because this opportunity is only in the human realm. Every god has to be born as a human being to be free. From the god realm, they cannot attain liberation. They have to be born in the human plane in order to liberate. You are already human, are you? Are you already human? Bless yourself by complete consummation into the divine. Nothing short of that should be our goal in this life. Everything else, children, family, house, etc., that will kshemam vahamyaham. He will take care. He will take care. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.